Greetings everyone, Joseph James here with your nightly newsletter brought to you by theschooloftrade.com. Today was September 29th, 2009. Before we talk about our trades we took today, I want to remind you guys we have a price increase coming October 1st. Please contact our sales team, sales@schooloftrade.com, to lock in today's price. September's prices will be increasing October 1st, 2009. Please contact your sales rep at sales@schooloftrade.com. Also want to remind you guys we have a great free resource online. Check out our YouTube page. That's /School of Trade. When you're there, please rate and comment on this video. And don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel so you know exactly when all the new videos are posted. Let's talk about our trade room totals today. We put $305 in our pocket. We went 3 for 4 in the market today. We'll show you guys all 4 of those trades we took. 305 today in the market was one of those days where we really could have made $1,000 today. I made a mental mistake early in the morning, gave back some money to the market, missed about 2 or 3 trades, trying to do too much. We had a lot of examples today of how to kind of keep your focus on what you're doing and not distract yourself. And I'm going to go over those guys with you here in a little bit. But basically, $3,500 this month so far. We continue to see good returns, consistent returns, and of course, only 3 or 4 contracts here on a very small account. We'll keep you guys posted throughout the rest of the month. Our term of the day today is scalping. Now, of course, scalping is a very popular term, but I think a lot of traders want to know more about it, or they may not know exactly what they need to know. Now, of course, we are considered scalpers, along with intraday day traders here in our live trade rooms. Come out and join us for that. But scalping is basically buying or selling of security and then immediately buying or selling it back to make a quick profit. Also known as high volume trading, you're going to get in and out of the market quickly multiple times during the trading day. Now, a scalper could take anywhere from 5 to 100 trades every day, and there are, of course, some pros and some cons to being a scalper. Now, being a scalper requires intense focus, which means you're less likely to force any impulse trades or revenge trades, so I think that's going to be a good thing. As a scalper, you'll be focused on your time in sales window, your pace of the tape indicator, and a very fast time frame, looking to take anywhere from 5 to 100 trades every day. And of course, that requires intense focus, which means you're going to be less likely to lose your focus and miss trades. Now, another pro about it is there's less overall market exposure. On a scalping trade, your stops and your targets will be a little bit tighter, which means you'll have less overall market exposure, getting in and out of the market quickly for small profits over and over again, rather than holding a position for a couple hours, a couple days, weeks, or months. That, of course, will increase your overall market exposure. So being a scalper, you're in and out multiple times during the day, which means you're going to have lower overall exposure. And it's going to be easier to obtain lots of small moves most often than one larger move. If you're scalping a market like the crude oil, as you know, the crude oil is bouncing all over the place all the time, so it's going to be a lot easier to grab a bunch of small moves than it will to grab one large move. And not to forget, though, it's going to give you a lot more flexibility. Scalpers have one very unique thing, and that is they're very flexible as far as which market they can trade. They don't need to see big moves. They don't need to have a tremendous amount of volume in the market. All they need to have is small moves frequently throughout the day that they can consistently depend on. And of course, being a scalper will give you the flexibility to really trade any market, anytime. Let's talk about some of the 3 different types we have of scalpers. Now, very simple, these are 3 basic types. Now, you could find yourself getting into a couple of these things on a different day, but basically there are 3: systematic, discretionary, and spread. Now, systematic scalping means you're being scalped with the use of an automated system. So just like it sounds, systematic scalping, using some sort of computer-based, algorithmic-based system to place your trades for you. Now, discretionary scalpers, this is where the trader makes decisions on his own or her own. Okay, we discretionary scalpers, we decide when we pull the trigger and when we don't. Right? We don't rely on a computer to do it for us. And then the third one here, which is not as popular here in the U.S., a little more popular on the out in Europe, is spread scalping. Now, this is, of course, where you're basically scalping the spread or the difference in the price between the bid and the ask. Again, not as popular here in the U.S., but we see more and more people getting to spread scalping from different European countries as they're a little bit further away from the central exchanges, which I think is probably what draws them to it. But there are your 3 different types. All right, guys, here's what you need to be a scalper. First of all, you need to be a lifetime member. Grab a copy of the advanced lifetime membership here at the School of Trade, and that's going to give you guys all the information you need to become a scalper. You also need a well-funded account. You're going to have lots of trades happening over and over and over again. You want to make sure you have a well-funded account. Scalping is not for small account traders. Okay, scalping is for a well-funded account. You also want to make sure you've got high-quality execution software. As you can imagine, a lightning-fast internet connection, a very quick execution piece of software, that's going to help aid in getting in and out of the market with ease every single time you take a trade. Now, also, you want to make sure, because you're going to be taking more trades than normal, you could be taking 30 to 40 trades a day, you want to make sure you negotiate the lowest round-term commissions. If you guys want more information about who to contact to negotiate some lower commissions for you, please contact your sales team here at the School of Trade. We'll give you guys references as far as who to contact as far as your brokers go. Also want to make sure you get a nice highly liquid market. Now, we're going to run into a problem as a scalper if you run into a market that is not moving. Okay, so make sure it's a highly liquid and a moving market. Okay, as you guys know, I can be the best scalper in the world, but if the market's not moving, I can't pull my money out. Okay, so make sure it's liquid and moving because you don't want to get caught up in slippage. If we're only taking 2 or 3 ticks out of the market, if we lose 2 ticks because of slippage or because the market's not moving, that's going to kill our profits. And make sure, last but not least, you guys have confidence in your entries. Make sure you know your rules well. It's easy to lose your money if you don't have the confidence in your entries when it comes to be a scalper. Now this, guys, we go over all this stuff live in great detail in our trade room, so come out and join us tomorrow morning, 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time for the European session, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time for the U.S. session. Tomorrow is a Wednesday, so no free webinar tomorrow, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11:30, we do free webinars in our trade room, so come out and join us for that. And if tomorrow's your first time joining us, grab a copy of the beginner's course. That's going to give you the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why about what we trade, how we trade, and everything you guys need to know about our setups, our rules, and our charts. Let's get a look at some trades we took this morning. Now we started off our day on a pretty good note. 9:35 here. This is on the gold. Now here in the gold, this is just after the open. As you guys know, we're going to wait till 9:35 and then we're going to get in. Now oftentimes, guys, the first 5 minutes of the market is all going to be price action. We're not going to see very many patterns, and the same thing held true here in the gold. We waited for price to kind of explode up here to the upside, broke above that 990 even. This 990 even level was a very popular number here in the gold all day today. We saw it break above that. It got through the open, the close the previous days, and once it was above that resistance there at 92.3, I'll zoom in here for you at 935 on the gold. This is a breaker long. Trading with the trend. We got filled just a couple ticks right above that red line there, right? Just about 93.7, 93.8, waiting for some follow through, right? To see some confirmation this move is actually going to go. We got in at 94 even. We took our first 4 ticks, again a breaker long. We take targets at 4 ticks and 8 ticks. Took our first target, moved our stop up to entry, and as you guys can see, took our first, then it reversed against us, and as you guys always know, we never let a winner turn into a loser the way we manage our trades. So we locked in profit, eliminated risk, at 9:35, put 80 bucks in our pocket there to get our day started off. Now, of course, we had a great day. We did over 300 bucks today on 4 contracts, so we had a pretty good day. We'll keep it going here. Here in the crude, now this was a great example here in the crude because the crude market tried to fool us this morning, right, guys? If you were watching this with us this morning, you saw this 2-step set up originally at about 9:35, 9:34. But the problem was, just to the left, you'll see we also had another 2-step opportunity, which we avoided. And we avoided that 2-step because there was a trend line acting as support. Now, I'm going to show you what that trend line did to me later on this morning. Gave back some money in the euro market. But that trend line was enough to keep me away from the initial 2-step short and got me in on the second one, and that's where we made our money here. 66.67 was the fill here. We got 4, we got 8 for our first 2 targets. Then, of course, got bounced out of that thing when it came right back up against. You can see it happen very quickly, but we were able to put 16 ticks in our pocket. We were padding our pockets here as we worked through the day. Our next trade here, this is a small loss. Now, this is where that trend line really came into play. Okay, 10.10 here in the market on the euro. This was a breaker long, and you can see right here this green trend line. Now, there was a couple different reasons why I chose to take the additional risk on this. We had the trend line just barely overhead, and my entry was a couple ticks above that trend line. But remember, guys, a trend line is not a specific price level. It's a range of prices. I want to give it a chance because we had a ton of speed of the tape. The tape was moving so quickly, we had nothing but increased speed of the tape, green pace of the tape indicator. Guys, everything was pointing to the upside. It was worth the risk. Took the risk, but didn't give it very much leash to run on me. Lost 6 ticks on that trade for an early exit. Again, guys, got to know when to take them and when to get out early. This was a great example of where if I didn't see it work out quickly, right, I was not going to let it run very much longer. 6 ticks times 12.50 to 75 bucks back out of our pocket. And our next trade here, 10.40 on the 2-step long here, 6, 7, 18. 18 was the fill. Took 6 ticks out of the market here for this 2-step short, excuse me, guys, at 18 there. You can see where price broke below that swing low, marked by that green line. And then when it breaks below, I take that 2-step short at 18 there even. On the crude, our final trade of the morning here, guys, 38 minutes past the hour on the crude. Another breaker short, 66.41. This was one of those easy patterns to see. We had price tumbling here to the downside. It broke below that 66.5, which we've been watching all morning on crude. We took +4, got bounced at our point of entry here for a +8 ticks there, again, on this final trade of the day. So add them all up, guys. We saw over 30 ticks on the crude. Live trade room opens tomorrow morning, guys, at 2:45 a.m., so come out and join us. Want to remind you guys, the beginner's course is recommended for all free trial members. We'll give you a free 3 weeks as part of our trial. My name is Joseph James. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, live trade room. Bye-bye for now.